भवव्रताधरा ये च तान् समनुव्रतः पाषाण्डिनस्ते भवन्तु सत्शास्त्रापरिपन्थिनः भवव्रताधरा ये च तान् समनुव्रतः पाषाण्डिनस्ते भवन्तु सत्शास्त्रापरिपन्थिनः भवव्रताधरा ये च तान् समनुव्रतः पाषाण्डिनस्ते भवन्तु सत्शास्त्रापरिपन्थिनः
पाषाण्डिनस्ते भवन्तु शास्त्रापरिपन्थिनः
असंगिनस्ते भवन्तु परिपन्थिनः भवताग्राह्ये च ये च तान् समन्विताः असंगिनस्ते भवन्तु परिपन्थिनः
भवव्रताधरः taking a vow to satisfy Lord Shiva. Ye Bhu Cha Ai. Ye Bhu Cha Ai. Tan, such principles. Samanuvrataha, following. Pashandinaha, atheist. They. Bhavantu, let them become. Satshastra paripantinaha, diverted from transcendental scriptural injunctions. One who takes a vow to satisfy Lord Shiva or who follows such principle will certainly become an atheist and be diverted from transcendental scriptural injunction. One who takes a vow to satisfy Lord Shiva or who follows such principles will certainly become an atheist and be diverted from transcendental scriptural injunctions. Yes, Supriya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Purport by His Divine Grace, Swami Prabhupada ki jai. It is sometimes seen that devotees of Lord Shiva imitate the characteristics of Lord Shiva. For example, Lord Shiva drank an ocean of poison, so some of the followers of Lord Shiva imitate him and try to intoxicants like ganja, marijuana. Here the curse is that if someone follows such principles, he must become an infidel and turn against the principles of Vedic regulation. It is said that such devotees of Lord Shiva will be Shastra Paripantinaha, which means opposed to the conclusion of Shastra or scripture. This is confirmed in the Padma Purana also. Lord Shiva was ordered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead to preach the impersonal or Mayavada philosophy for a particular purpose, just as Lord Buddha preached the philosophy of voidness for particular purposes mentioned in the Shastras. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Sometimes it is necessary to preach a philosophical doctrine which is against the Vedic conclusion. In the Shiva Purana, it is stated that Lord Shiva said to Parvati that in the Kali Yuga, in the body of a Brahmana, he would preach the Mayavada philosophy. Thus, it is generally found that the worshippers of Lord Shiva are Mayavadi philosophers. Lord Shiva himself says, Mayavadam asat shastram. Asat Shastra, as described here, means the doctrine of Mayavadi impersonalism or becoming one with the Supreme. Bhrigu Muni cursed that persons who worship Lord Shiva would become followers of his Mayavada Asat Shastra, which attempts to establish that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is impersonal. Besides that, among the worshippers of Lord Shiva, there is a section who live in a devilish life. Srimad Bhagavatam and Narada Pancharatra are authorized scriptures that are considered such Shastra or scriptures which lead to the path of God realization. Asat Shastras are just the opposite. Hare Krishna.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Pashat Deshatarine Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Bhava Vrata Dhara Ye cha ta samanu vrataha,
वृतः
Ashandinaste bhavantu,
आशान्तिनस्ते भवन्तु
Sashastra Paripantinaha. One who takes a vow to satisfy Lord Shiva or who follows such principle will certainly become an atheist and be diverted from the transcendental scriptural injunctions. Hare Krishna. Something you know, but all of you have already received the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so you have some faith. But this shloka is shocking for many people. But generals, huh? Really? So this is trying to understand. In Bhagavad Gita, there is a word called Veda Vada Rataha, so-called followers of the Vedas. Veda Vada Rataha, so-called followers. Same way we can have, we all in ISKCON call ourselves Prabhupada. But we can also become so-called followers of Srila Prabhupada, so-called. We may not be exactly knowing what Prabhupada wants to say. We may not be exactly knowing how we should conduct ourselves, but we become so-called followers. We imagine ourselves, we are followers of Srila Prabhupada. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to say that actually Buddhists are truthful because they say we deny Shastra. They deny the Shastra. So at least they're truthful. They say we have nothing to do with the Shastra. Nindasi Veda. And they deny God. They don't talk about God rather. And he said the Mayavadi are more dangerous because they accept the Shastra but they give wrong explanation. That is even more dangerous. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Mayavada bhasha huve sarvanasha. Vedanamaniya baudh hua nastika. Because Buddha rejected the teachings of the Vedas, he is Nastika. He is not a Nastika, Astika. Astika means to accept the Shastra, it's called Astik. Just like in every religion, it is heathens, kafirs. Such words are everywhere, correct? So here also Astika, Nastika. Astika means to accept the Vedic literature, Nastika who rejects the Vedic literature. So Buddha openly says, I don't care for the Vedic literature, Nindasi Veda. So it's called Nastika. But the problem with the Mayavadis is that they call themselves Astika, propound something which is against the Vedic, what Krishna wants to say. It is something opposite. And that leads to an ocean of confusion. I remember in my college when I got introduced to Krishna consciousness, it was so pleasurable, something new in my life. It's very pleasurable, so much happiness. So I went to the leader of the group, Prithu Prabhu. I said, what do you speak about India? And he said, ocean of confusion. Total confusion. So this is why, because of various kind of unwanted philosophies, a predominant of them is Mayavada. Therefore, you see, Prabhupada in his books is constantly targeting atheists, Nastikas, and man. Therefore, Prabhupada Pranam Mantra also is Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashat Desha Tarini. Nirvishesha refers to the Mayavadis, Shunyavadi refers to the Buddhist. For Buddhists, everything is Shunya. At the end, like even scientists today, they are another edition of atheists, Nastikas. They say, at the end, everything is Shunya. And the Buddhists, Mayavadi, they say Nirvishesha. God has no qualities, soul has no qualities. Nirvishesha. God has no form, no beauty, no qualities. Prabhupada, it is so dangerous, Prabhupada says the Mayavada philosophy, because when you deny the variety in the spiritual realm, when you deny the beauty of Krishna, when you deny the beauty of qualities of Krishna, deny the beauty of Krishna's pastimes, deny the beauty of Krishna's devotees, his narrations, Krishna Katha, Krishna Leela, Krishna Rupa, when you deny all this, then people cannot fight against Maya. Because you have to have something positive to give something away. Like Vishwamitra sitting on to control. You cannot control. You bust. When big philosophy, but you're very something very base, sense gratification, you will struggle. So that's the condition of the Mayavadis. And they say it is scripture. They have a lot of books, a lot of interpretations of Bhagavad Gita, a lot of interpretations of Vedanta Sutra. But Lord Shiva himself says, what we will give is Asat Shastra, Mayavadam Asat Shastram. Just imagine, such a strong word. When Sarva Bhattacharya, Prakashananda Saraswati heard the statement from the Shastra, Mayavadam Asat Shastram Prachamna Baudam Uchyate. Immediately the Sarva Bhattacharya and Prakashananda Saraswati were like, what? Really? Now today, so-called Mayavadis, if you show them the quotation from the Shastra, they will not even accept. They say, I don't care for the Shastra. You can't. So those days are over. There, somebody, I remember once somebody said, I want to debate with you. Those days are over. There's no point of wasting time. No point. People, so much high egos are there. How do you debate? They cannot debate. If he is defeated also, he will not agree he is defeated. He'll keep arguing with you. His ego will hurt. Debate is done among Sattvic people, not Rasic or Tamasic. Sattvic people are after knowledge. And when there is a discussion, they accept higher knowledge very peacefully, without their ego or pride connected to it. So how do we see Madhvacharya also debated with so many followers of Shankaracharya and made them Vaishnavas. But both were on a very sattvic platform, very pleasantly, Hare Krishna. Yes. Why do you say like that? It's like that. And they discuss sometimes for days, from weeks. The discussion goes on. And the person said, I feel you're correct. Because he's after knowledge. So among Brahmanas, there can be discussion and debates. Therefore, Prabhupada says in Srimad Bhagavatam, we say sages of Nairim Sharina gathered together because they are Brahmanas. Very, very sattvic people, not by birth. Very, very sattvic people, they're sitting together. And they're discussing what is the best for the people of Kali Yuga. Such 6 wonderful questions they asked of Shukamuni. They're very beautiful consciousness, very calm, very peaceful. And Prabhupada says there, actually, if there was a rally, it was of the sages. They will sit together and discuss something useful. And what will come out of the resolution from that big meeting is also benefit for the whole world. Today there are political rallies. They pay money to bring people. They give them one kurta, some money, some food to bring them for a rally. They send buses. It all goes on. These are all rallies of the Shudras. What do they use? Tamasic people, they gather together. What is the use? They break something, they burn something. What is the use of all? When Sattvic people meet together, that is called synergy. Synergy means if 2 people can do work of 2 people, together they will do work of 10 people. But if Tamasic people meet together, it's destruction. 2 people will do work of minus 100 people instead of, suppose one Tamasic person is working, another place, another Tamasic person is, put them together and they will do work of minus 100. They'll destroy something, burn something, break something. Correct? All these political rallies are like that. They break, burn. They go crazy. But there is something called synergy. That is totally different. So there used to be. So today, so if suppose people say, even though we say we are come from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's conclusion, Achinta Bheda and Abheda, and this is the highest conclusion. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu toured all over India. He met the Mayavadis, son of Bhattacharya and Prakashananda Saraswati, and he converted them into Krishna consciousness. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also met 2 major sampradayas which are visible in Kali Yuga. That is Madhva and Shri Vaishnava Sampradaya. And they also instructed them. In fact, the Shri Vaishnava follower Venkata Bhatta became a Gaudiya Vaishnava after hearing. He started worshipping Radha Krishna. So we know this is the highest conclusion, Achinta Bheda Veda. So one side we should try to definitely understand, and somebody in a very sattvic way is asking, we can discuss with them, elucidate. But somebody in a rasic, tamasic way is asking you to debate, don't waste your time. It will be a total waste of time. Don't waste it. We should know when to talk. Correct? It will be some hours of discussion without any, even if bringing forth what it said, person is not listening, what he is saying, you are not listening, what a use. Unless there is mutual respect, there is no point of a discussion. We see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu discussing Sarva Bhattacharya, how much affection they are talking. And after that, Sarva Bhattacharya becomes a great Vaishnava. We see even Prakashananda Saraswati talk to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, talks with so much respect. Same way for, we have the instruction. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu talking to Venkata Bhatta, he says, Lakshmi is the consort of Lord Narayana. He said, yes. She's the most chaste woman in the whole universe. He said, yes. Then why she wants to leave company of Narayana and very eager to join Rasa Leela? He said, I have no answer. Then Chaitanya gave quotations of that. And he became a Gaudiya Vaishnava immediately after that, understanding Radha Krishna worship to the highest. So therefore, in a particular proper forum, these discussions are done. Even the instructions have been given in this chapter in a very proper forum. We are studying the past time. So here it is said that just like we understood there are people, yesterday we discussed last 2 days about people who are worshipping with only a materialistic objective, have no understanding of Krishna consciousness. Actually, without the presence of your devotee in the world, gradually even the sampradayas, Vaishnava sampradayas disappear. They get more involved in the karma kanda. Just doing worship in the temple to fulfill people's material desires. People come to temple and they say, can you do this puja for me? Yes, I'll do this and you will get this blessing. Yes, so here you give me dakshina. That's it. So this becomes like a shop. And in comes pure devotee. And he actually teaches people. He gives, a pure devotee gives access to the spiritual realm to the society. We get an access. Wow. He carries the happiness of pure devotion to Krishna by his teachings and by his behavior. It's so encouraging to everybody. So unless in a sampradaya there are people who are sincere and serious, we are not able to deliver to people the joy of Krishna consciousness. Purity is the force. And unless we can deliver the joy of Krishna consciousness, people will just come and go away without becoming a devotee. They'll remain karma kandis. They come, take an ashirvada and they'll go. You can advertise, yes, my deities are very powerful. So you pray, you will get your desired objective. Yeah, million people will come and drama will go on. But it will not be the way to properly present Krishna consciousness. So there are so those of so-called worshippers of the Shastra, of the Vedas, the Bhrigumuni and the gang were contaminated by sakama, some desire. So therefore, it is not at the standard of pure devotion. Similarly, the followers of Lord Shiva, so many people say, they make big murtis of Lord Shiva and follow Lord Shiva. But actually they end up becoming an atheist because they reject the Vedic literature. They take wrong interpretation of scripture as everything. Here are Sakama Bhaktas, at least they accept the Shastra, Sat Shastra. But because of their weakness, they are not able to exhibit pure devotion. But the other contrast is the people who Asat Shastra, who follow the wrong example, wrong explanation of the Shastra, and they become an atheist. You know, today you go, you ask somebody, we have this Bhagavad Gita, why don't you follow? I remember once long time ago, I met my classmate. So I asked him that I'm doing online classes, why don't you join? You can learn Bhagavad Gita. He told me, why I have to follow your explanation of Gita? See, that's the reality. People think there are many explanations of Gita, and one is as good as the other explanation. What do you say? That is isn't it such a sad thing? What is the respect for the book then? Anybody can have his own explanation. Do you go to college and say, I want to learn physics? And you join the college, and what you learn is one explanation, that college gives, other college gives another explanation. We don't see such nonsense. It is standard. You're studying in one college, you can get transferred to college any other part of the world. The same thing is taught. There is standard knowledge, correct? Newton's law means the same thing, first law, in any part of the world, in any college. But here it is, Bhagavad Gita, any shloka, 1,000 meanings. Even my college, IIT Kanpur, the website there put explanations of Bhagavad Gita, database there put. For every shloka, it has explanation of 20, 30 people. They just created a database. How much foolish it is. There are various explanations. Somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, can you give a new explanation of Bhagavad Gita? Can you give a new interpretation? Srila Prabhupada said, I am not so intelligent to give you a new explanation. What was explained by Krishna 5,000 years ago, what was explained by Madhvacharya 800 years ago, what is explained by my Guru, the same thing I can repeat to you. I am not so intelligent to create a new explanation of Gita. I can only repeat what I heard from my spiritual master. So, but that is not there. Asat Shastra. Anybody imagines any explanation, you type on the net, yesterday typing, what is the best explanation of Bhagavad Gita? After hearing Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna became a devotee of Krishna. Prabhupada points it out humbly that before in the Western world, so many explanations of Bhagavad Gita came, not one person became a devotee of Krishna. But here, when the original explanation came, millions of people became devotee of Krishna. Right? Because gold is gold. Once it is contaminated, any medicine, it will not do the work. Prabhupada writes in the introduction to the Bhagavad Gita, most of the explanations of the Bhagavad Gita are only fulfilling the whims, the will, fancies of the speaker. It does not say what Krishna wants to say. But this explanation of Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada says, will bring the will of Krishna, what Krishna wants. Many explanations of the Bhagavad Gita don't even admit that Krishna existed. For them, it's some philosophical treatise. You can take whatever meaning you like. And Arjuna, when he heard Bhagavad Gita, he understood something, and that is there within Bhagavad Gita. How can our explanation of Bhagavad Gita surpass the understanding of Arjuna? At least some common sense we can have. Suppose somebody is very confused. Okay, now you people say so many things. You say parampara, blah, blah, blah. But at least this common sense we can have. Then explanation of Bhagavad Gita should follow the understanding of Arjuna. Correct? What Arjuna understood, it is there in Gita. Isn't it simple and reasonable? When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was discussing Vedanta sutras with the son of Bhattacharya or Prakashana of Saraswati, he has one main objection for Mayavadis. He said, you take an interpretation of the statements. Why do you take the direct meaning? Suppose I say, I want water. That's a direct meaning. Now, why do we interpret? It doesn't mean water, water means liquid, liquid means this means this means this means this. Doesn't make sense. But that is the problem on the Mayavadi. The Mayavadi interpret. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, with the cloud of their understanding, they cover the real meaning of the Shastras. When Sarva Bhattacharya spoke the Vedanta Sutra for 7 days, he was looking at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was silent. He asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, why are you silent? Did you understand anything? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was silent. Arey Baba, if you did not understand, why don't you ask? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I do understand the meaning of Vedanta, but your explanation is simply agitated in my mind. If Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said the meaning of the Vedanta is very clear and straight and simple and evident, there is no need to interpret. Suppose I say that I have a house on the Netravati river. Netravati river. Now, how can you have a house on river So that means maybe he's telling it's on the side of the river. Correct. You need to do interpretation when the direct meaning is confusing. But when the meaning is straight and clear and obvious, why you need to do interpretation? Just like in Bhagavad Gita, it is Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre, Samaveta, Yuyusava, Mamaka Pandavasya, Vakima Kurud Sanjaya. When the statement of Bhagavad Gita is very simple and direct, that is the Dharma Kshetra, now somebody interprets, he says, no, the Pandavas refer to the five senses, Pancha Pandavas. Kauravas, 1,000 Kauravas represent thousands of desires. And Kurukshetra refers to the body. And there is a war going between the senses and the thousands of desires. Very nice interpretation. And they say this war never actually happened. Actually, Mahabharata war never happened. They say like that. It's not true. Such kind of explanation. Exactly similarly, now coming back to us, now to take away from this, we are not actually Mayavada philosophy, it's all we have by grace of Srila Prabhupada, by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by the mercy of the Vaishnavas, we have been saved from the Mayavada explanation. We have been saved. It's a mercy. Actually, it's a mercy. But now, we should be very careful that we follow Srila Prabhupada, what he wanted. In the name of Prabhupada Unagas, following of Prabhupada, we should not become something else. See what Prabhupada said, how Prabhupada worked, how movement worked in front of Srila Prabhupada. We should follow in that footsteps. Not something new we create. Not become another edition of Asat Shastra. At least people say, I'm not following Prabhupada. They're honest. We say, I'm following Prabhupada, but I don't do anything. Correct? So that is, or I do reverse what Prabhupada says. So that should not be our conclusion. So in the society, we have either generally Nastikas, that's the largest number as far as I see, because most of the people just on a kind of a rubber stamp, they say that I am following this religion, that religion. We calling non-practicing religionists. What do you call them? They are not practicing actually, but they call religionists. But there is another addition. So with Nastika, we say, I think biggest chunk is Nastikas in society. They don't believe in the scripture, Shastra, God. So therefore, whenever we preach, we are not talking to people who believe in the Shastra, who have faith in the Shastra. When we are going to the mass and talking, at least the youngsters, we're dealing with a section which has no interest in the Shastra. Correct? We're dealing with that. Now the second section which we deal is that they have understanding and interest in the Shastra, but they have a wrong explanation by which we're getting misled. They have like, you say, I want to say Bhagavad Gita says that. They said there are so many explanations of Bhagavad Gita. And I remember one person, I gave him Bhagavad Gita to read long time ago. He used to come to temple, also one doctor. And he used to read our Bhagavad Gita and at the same time read a Mayavada Bhagavad Gita. His growth in spiritual life remained zero. Because you get confused. Never develop faith. Never develop faith. Shushushoša dadanasya vasudeva katha ruchi syan mahasya viprya punyasya tirtane shevanat katha ruchi. Never. Prabhupada's books are loaded with so much joy of Krishna consciousness. He could never drink that joy. It was all waste. Just remained wherever he was. Could not grow in Krishna consciousness. Okay, so we have come to this situation that we have come to the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. Okay, we should drink this mercy very nicely. Piva the Bhagavata Rasamalayam, keep drinking the pleasure of Krishna consciousness and see that we become, just like it is a Ramana. Ramana was called a urine of his father of the Brahmana. But Shastra refers to him as urine, not the sun, because sun and the urine is born from the same place. Okay? So similarly, our activities should be such, we should a matter of great pleasure to Srila Prabhupada. Should give so much happiness to Srila Prabhupada. Okay? So we should conduct our life in such a way and not become asat shastra. What happens to the Mayavadis? You see the trick of Maya. Prabhupada says the last snare of Maya is to make us think we are God. Some people are deluded by Maya. They are lost in sense enjoyment. They are not interested in Shastra. They don't believe in it. And some people who accept the Shastra, but Maya tricks them into, there's a last snare of Maya, I am God. And they're also lost. Okay. So, we should attentively hear the Nama, keep praying for the mercy of Radha Govinda, Shri Gaurnitai, so that we can stay in this path of Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna everybody. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
Hare Krishna,
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
So, Mayapur ticket quickly purchase. Those who are not taken. Calcutta. Welcome. Now few days more remaining. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.